over the province talking, including Redford's former constituents to former political colleagues. The CBC's Brian Labby talked to some of them today.
In Alison Redford's now former riding, there seems to be agreement. The disgraced former premier had to go.
It's unfortunate for the community because she was representing us, but if she made mistakes, now it's the time for her to unfortunately pay for them.
I do think that she didn't handle it very well. I thought, from what I understand, I thought she was quite arrogant.
A common complaint about the former premier, arrogance and an apparent sense of entitlement, mostly involving the use of government aircraft. The president of the PC party is not mincing words, saying no one but Alison Redford is to blame.
She's alleged to have broken government rules, and taxpayer dollars were not treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. She's paid a high personal and political price for her mistakes, and we appreciate her decision to take responsibility for her actions.
Enough is enough.
The candidates vying to replace Redford are already promising to fix the party's image problems.
Albertans must know that no one is above law.
That as Premier, I will learn from those mistakes. I will correct the things that have to be corrected.
I think Alison Redford did the right thing by resigning as a member of the Legislative Assembly. I think she did the honorable thing. And, from my perspective, I would simply wish her and her family well as she moves forward with the next chapter of her life.
I think she was kind of backed into a corner.
Back in Redford's old riding, a feeling by some that the former premier's actions were judged too quickly.
I think we were rather quick to put the full blame on her. I think she's a bit of a scapegoat.
Brian Labby, CBC News, Calgary.
Alison Redford has been dealing with scandals and controversy for months. Here's a look at her career as premier and the issues that eventually forced her to resign.
I, Alison Redford, do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that
I didn't choose to run for leader of this party to perpetuate old systems.
I feel that a little bit of what happened yesterday was that our politics caught up with who we are. And I hope that that is how Canadians will see this.
My first visit outside of Edmonton and Calgary was to Fort McMurray. This bitumen bubble means that the Alberta government will collect about $6 billion less in revenue this year alone.
Are we sticking to plan to balance the budget? No, we're not. One of the reasons we've asked him to review the policies now is because we think it is important for issues to evolve. And I'll tell you quite frankly, one of the evolutions in this province is that you have a premier who has a 12-year-old daughter, Mr. Speaker. I've informed my caucus, my cabinet, and my party that I have personally paid for the costs associated with the recent South Africa trip. I want to sincerely apologize to Albertans for these costs.
Basically, she's just really not a nice lady.
What's your reaction to that?
No reaction. Quite simply, I am not prepared to allow party and caucus infighting to get in the way of building a better future for our province and for all Albertans. And that is why I am announcing today that with a profound optimism for Alberta's future, I am resigning as Premier of Alberta, effective this Sunday evening.
They are this out of touch that they think that they can add these additional perks to a building and not be public with it. That, I think, again, just goes to the character, not just of what we saw in the Premier's office, but of all of the members of Cabinet who could have stood up and said something about this and didn't.
I know that there are some people that believe that the only way that an MLA can be effective in doing their job is sitting in QP. I know that for my constituents it matters that I'm doing the work that I'm doing and happy to do it.